Well, Linda, there are several people here trying to stay warm as crews work on restoring gas. Investigators are out here looking through everything. You can still see some smoke coming up. Well, Ebony, firefighters found the body in a middle bedroom. Take a look at the damage here. The university says the lockdown only lasted 45 minutes as police thoroughly searched the building. This entire intersection here is flooded. There's the break right there where the water is bubbling up. Well, the road is open this morning, but take a look here. This area is fenced off. There is a huge hole where the old pipe was removed. There are still some cancellations. We haven't spoke to anyone here running into any problems, but take a look here. We still have a flight canceled to Dayton, Ohio, the 152 flight. There are still flights canceled to New York. There's also a flight canceled to Philadelphia. When the suspects busted through the wall at Tortugas, they came through this cabinet next door at Therapy South. Water used to fight the fire has turned into ice, causing a very slippery situation out here. Well, if you're a Twitter user, listen up. Twitter is now taking a peek at your phone. This Justin Bieber calendar is for you. You can take him everywhere with you.
Oh, joy.
Alabama Southern will now be investigating. The oil will be moved onto a truck and a bulldozer will be picking up the car. This community was really hit hard. Just take a look at this tree. The storm ripped it out of the ground. Luckily, this tree didn't land on someone's house. People packed Main Street, taking a final look at the crumbled buildings. Well, the mayor hopes to rekindle the Old Town feel with new business.
I don't really remember much about the incident. It just, it happened really fast, and that was it.
What Officer Brandon Smith remembers from May 10th is working a wreck near Arkadelphia Road.
A car had flipped over a couple times and was in a ditch. It had about 4 passengers.
He says fellow officers raced to another scene. He planned to follow when he finished with the wreck, but that didn't happen.
It's like I kind of flashed in and out up until I kind of woke up in the hospital with a ventilator in my throat.
Smith was hurt in a hit and run. He's now endured multiple surgeries.
It broke my tibia and fibula, left ankle, dislocated my right shoulder, and I believe cracked some type of bone up there as well. And I think they said I fractured my right elbow.
He has physical therapy 3 times a week.
The shower and getting up the stairs are my 2 biggest issues.
But what frustrates him the most,
I just hate that I missed all the his stuff.
the call he missed was for his friend, fellow officer Kerry Hollis, shot and killed while off duty.
I wasn't able to participate in any of Officer Hollis's homegoing services. Just the thought of that hurts me a lot because I enjoyed seeing him when I got to work.
A tough night for his girlfriend, too, also a Birmingham police officer, one of the first to respond to the shooting.
It's my boyfriend on the freeway hit, not sure of his status, and we got one other officer that I'm very close with, not knowing at the time what was about to be said about him.
Tanika Clark continues to help with Smith's struggle, as well as Wounded Blue, a new group that serves injured officers, helping with finances and family support.
I know my mother, she came from Cleveland down here to kind of help me, and getting her back home was a little bit of an issue, and they were able to help us.
Smith questions how he survived, but he's grateful to be here and hopes you will remember this.
If you see those blue lights on, first thing you probably need to do is slow down and go away from the blue lights.
Smith says Wounded Blue is trying to find help in renovating his shower for easier access. There is progress. He's now walking a little bit in therapy. He'll see a doctor next week about his shoulder. Dave. Good morning, Alabama. I'm Sherrie Evans. Sherrie and Ebony have the day off. We hope your Thanksgiving is off to a good start. Overnight, people gathered at the Hugo Black Courthouse to protest the grand jury decision not to indict Officer Darren Wilson. They believe the U.S. justice system did not do its due job. Some say police training should be modified. They also want to see police officers across the nation wear body cameras so there can be no dispute as to what happened if a tragedy occurs. This morning, a few diehard Alabama and Auburn fans are cooking their turkeys next to Bryant-Denny Stadium. They're getting ready for the Iron Bowl. The tailgaters, ABC 3340 found, traveled from all over the state. Some even came from out of state. On campus, we found a few early birds checking out ESPN as the game day setup was going on. Here's a wrap of your top stories of the morning. Cleveland police released surveillance video showing the final moments of a 12-year-old who officers killed for holding what turned out to be a toy gun. Officials say an officer yelled for the boy to drop the weapon in his hand 3 times, not knowing it was a toy gun. The 2 officers in the shooting are on paid administrative leave. Well, people in Missouri held a vigil overnight to remember Michael Brown. Demonstrators in St. Louis left teddy bears at a memorial. On Wednesday, protesters marched to the City Hall in St. Louis shouting, "Shame, shame." About 200 demonstrators held a mock trial for the police officer who shot Brown but was not indicted. Well, 2 men are behind bars in Tuscaloosa facing robbery, burglary, rape, and sex abuse charges. Cornelius Williams and Kendrick Gilbert are both held on more than $250,000 bond. Well, at least we're not seeing all that snow.
Yeah, but if you are headed out tomorrow morning to do some Black Friday shopping, it's my favorite time of the year to get the best seal deals. So good. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 20s, so just go ahead and make sure to bundle up.
Dress warm.
Absolutely.
And we'll definitely be out there showing you what it looks like tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
It's been a tough 3.5 years for us.
But Cordova is on the mend. The tornadoes created a path to build a new city.
Before, the Piggly Wiggly was like the heart of the town, and when we lost that, it was terrible.
You know, our ancestors put a lot of thought into the buildings that were here, and we decided we were going to commit to the same thing.
That's one reason Mayor Drew Gilbert says it's taken 2 years to build the new pig. It will open November.
We committed to it being high design. We committed to it being special.
And everybody's been having to go to Summerton or Jasper to go to the grocery store, and it's a pretty good distance for everybody. So now that it's going to be right there again, it's going to be great.
And you'll actually see steel erected in the next 2 weeks.
Work is also underway on a new city hall and police station thanks to disaster recovery funds. And a housing community is planned across the street. There's hope to bring people back home.
A lot of our homes here were rental-based, and you had a lot of landlords that just didn't have any interest in rebuilding what they lost.
And to help protect homes, this house will be transformed into a new fire station.
When we were here a year ago last summer, people packed Main Street taking a final look at the crumbled buildings. Well, the mayor hopes to rekindle the Old Town feel with new business.
Main Street is being realigned to drive support.
It's really uplifting now. I mean, there's still so much work that needs to be done, but just seeing all the progress and everything that's been done, it's really good.
This time next year, it's going to even be more exciting because these buildings will be opening their doors, and I'm really excited for the next decade and what it holds for Cordova.
In Cordova, Sherrie Evans, ABC 3340.
You need one more?
As candles get put together,
There you go.
a town comes together to remember their number 14.
He was an honor student at school, and he was a star player on the field as well. Real sweet, kind, mannerable young man.
Decorin Johnson already starting to make his mark on Greensboro. He scored 3 touchdowns in the football game Saturday, but just a few hours later, tragedy happened.
His number will be in my car. On a daily basis, it would hang in my car to remember this day, to remember the tragedy that happened.
It was real sensitive.
The little boy caught in the crossfire of a shootout between 2 men. He was playing outside at a birthday celebration.
Tears haven't stopped rolling yet. My kids still cry. They still have to sleep at night.
With shared tears and condolences for his family, Little Decorin's community came together in a big way.
Now we got to be able to speak out when we see things that are wrong. When we hear gunshots in the neighborhood, instead of hiding our heads and getting our kids under the bed, we need to be telling somebody.
Let's come together and put that "it takes one village to raise a child" effect back in our community.
So nothing like this will happen again, and another innocent life won't be taken. Greensboro remembers how this little boy lived and how he died.
It makes me feel happy. It brings so much joy to my heart to know everybody care about my son. I know he's smiling down on us all right now.
And Johnson's funeral will be Saturday at Union Grove Missionary Baptist Church at 11 a.m. People are contributing to help his family with expenses. Both men involved in the shooting are at the Hale County Jail. JaPaul Williams and Lavaris Jackson are charged with capital murder and attempted murder.